later in this video. But on the topic of lolly, I will remind my viewers or any newcomers of my very open and consistent stance on this topic. Number one, at a ground level, I believe there is a ton of misinformation on this subject. People don't even know what the term lolly means. They have a false definition that Twitter has been pushing for a long time. Twitter will make you believe that lolly means underage, which is not the case. Lolly simply means something is cute, petite, short, and other features like that. And that involves characters from anime and manga, okay? And people, for some reason on Twitter, believe it means underage when it doesn't. There are characters that are adults who are lolly characters, like Rebecca from Cyberpunk. She fits the proper definition of lolly to a T, and people who are knowledgeable understand and agree that she is a lolly. And if you don't agree with that, if you have some sort of a disagreement, you're simply wrong. Even the creators of the anime refer to her as a lolly. There is no debate on this subject.
Bandana Comics captured some good parts of this that I want to go over, and it's the fear of the global market influencing Japanese creators. Basically, they're afraid of political correctness making its way into manga because of the fact that, let's face it, more money is coming in to Japan on anime and manga from outside of the country. So I think, and I've done a video on this because it's worrisome for a few reasons, right? Okay, so basically they're making a little bit more money now outside of Japan on all of these properties than they make in the country. And that brings influence, which basically Ken Akamatsu, I'm probably brutalizing that name, expresses concerns that once that money comes in, there's going to be rising pressure from Western markets to, as he says, introduce political correctness into manga and the possible negative effects such a push could have for creators and fans across the medium is going to hurt free expression and the ability to tell the stories that they want to tell. But the problem, there's gonna be a push over in Japan to say, well, why don't you make it more of a global thing? And it's like, well, that kind of ruins it. It's the same thing that's happening once again with Hollywood, as now they're trying to take all of these films that they're making now and appease them to China because they can make big money in China. It kind of would be the same thing. Okay, well, let's change anime and manga to try to appeal to woke Puritans over in the West, and it'll end up crippling what they have already. And this is kind of what these people are afraid of. And you can't really blame them. You can't really blame them. I mean, that's the big fear. That political correctness, quote here, external pressure is coming, such as the pressure to introduce political correctness into manga and movies, the mangakas added. That's dangerous, isn't it? Someone else that he was talking to explained, or no, this is Ken Amatsui, that's the actual creator, sorry, then explained, so far, when Japanese manga is at the stage of looking at the world, there is a pressure on the scene to meet more global standards. So the way, and this is getting lost in translation here a little bit, it sounds like some of that pressure is already starting. And that makes me wonder, will we get any more Goblin Slayers? Will we get any more Attack on Titans? Will we get any more redo of Healers? And despite if you like those or not, they have a right to exist.
About is the bottom line. And so today they released a statement talking about these payment processors that are apparently forcing them to revise certain terms of service on content art that's being sold on the website. From Nyennet, the headline, Amazon removes more anime and light novels from their platform. Even Yen Press has now been hit. All right, let's read the news. Really quick recap right here. If you saw the prior video, June 24th, 2020, J Novel Club posted about Amazon KDP blocking some of their products and lacking communication as to what exactly the issue was/is. July 13th, J Novel Club posted an update informing people that it seems more books have been delisted from Amazon, only finding out due to complaints from would-be customers and no formal notice by Amazon, allegedly. What a disappointment. Imagine both ends. Imagine being the company having pre-orders and then having the third party, so to speak, cancel it and ruin it all. And imagine being the consumer here, excited to get your product, and the third party, again, so to speak, ruining it all. They say after calling up Amazon, they said the books were removed from sale for Kindle content review, but couldn't say why. Now, here's pretty startling news. Yen Press also confirming on July 14th that they have removed No Game, No Life from Amazon as well. So we knew about this somewhat, but to actually have Yen Press making a statement now, man, wow. Yen Press says, sadly, we have confirmed with Amazon that they have opted to remove our No Game, No Life titles from their platform.
Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. Unfortunately, it looks like another anime-related game is being unfairly banned on Steam. A few days ago, video game publisher Spike Chunsoft released an official statement announcing that the long-awaited release of Chaos Head Noah on Steam has been canceled due to the insistence of the platform on guideline-related changes being made to the game that the publisher felt would compromise the game itself. Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So you'll never guess what today's video is about. It's another round of localizer related drama. And what started as a conversation about AI potentially replacing localizers has evolved into a bigger and bigger spotlight, highlighting all of the mistranslations these localizers have been routinely spilling out for the past couple of decades. They're making it very clear that not only do they have no respect for the source material, they don't have respect for their own fans. And that's very evident through people like Jamie March, who we talked about her in the last two videos. She is someone who really represents a lot of the things that people don't like about localizers. In fact, she is the voice actress from Funimation who is responsible for this iconic localization. She is the one who voiced Lucla as she delivered this infamous localization, the "oh, those pesky patriarchal societal demands were getting on my nerves, so I changed clothes." She's responsible for that. And as we've had this conversation about localizers over the past couple of days, even a week, this localization in particular has been used as a shining example of everything wrong with these localizers. Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So today we're dealing with yet another censorship controversy. This time it involves the Western release of Blue Protocol. Now, Blue Protocol is an anime-styled MMO that dropped in Japan in June, and now it has an expected release date for its Western version coming for 2024. However, this 2024 release date for the Western version has been delayed for several reasons. One of those reasons is an apparent need to censor and localize this game for Western audiences. Well, there are several threads like this one that we're going to look at that are archiving some of these changes to the Western release, as well as an interview conducted between the Blue Protocol database and one of the people at Amazon Games responsible for censoring this Western release. So let's read the top of this thread. It says, "Thanks to Blue Protocol database asking the necessary question, we now have confirmation of more censorship in Blue Protocol. The Western version has removed jiggle physics from the character creation, and the S body type option has been removed entirely. Amazon did not disclose the latter change." So what we're going to see in this is not only some examples of censorship in the Western release, but also some evidence that the people at Amazon Games are actively concealing some of these changes and are lying about the reasons as to why they have to censor it in the first place. So here's one of the examples that we're going to look at. So here's some things that they've removed. So you can see down here, the jiggle physics button is completely gone in the Western version of this game. And that one is something that Amazon Games will admit and acknowledge. But one thing that they will not acknowledge in their interview is the fact that they removed the S body type from the Japanese release. And in the Western release, it either doesn't exist at all, or certain features associated with that small body type have been lumped in and censored with the other body types. Not to mention the fact that the remaining body types are now type 1 and type 2 instead of medium and large like they are in the Japanese version, censoring in the Western release of this game. And we saw it right here. So this S body type has been effectively removed and some of the features jammed into other locations or outright taken out of the game. So they're concealing the most outrageous part. Like the jiggle physics is one thing, but removing just small body types, that's the real ridiculous thing. And that's the thing that they're trying to conceal with their announcement here in their interview. But let me just show this, because this is some of the examples of the censorship in the Japanese release versus the US version. And it's absolutely insane that these are the things that they're censoring. We're not talking about hardcore fan service. Look at these outfits. Look at what they're censoring. We're talking about bare shoulders, midriff, and about 1 inch of thigh. That's what they're changing. I mean, look at the change down here. Literally just getting rid of the midriff. Was that really necessary? Were Western audiences going to be so uncomfortable with this, they wouldn't be able to play the game? Are you serious? That's such a cop-out. There's no way anyone actually believes that who's interested in this game. But here's another example. They're also removing certain colors from the character creation menu, in particular the underwear selection. So they've removed white underwear but kept black underwear because it just shades better and it doesn't look as apparent as a panty shot. I mean, it's like so ridiculous the levels they're going to do this on top of removing the S body type generally. And here's the thing, like, I'm someone who has to self-censor for YouTube. Like, if there's anything that's going to get my video demonetized, I always censor it. You guys are aware of that. It's not because I want to, it's because I just have to, because the bots will strike me down. I feel comfortable enough playing this without censoring it. That's how benign this is right here. This is the crazy fan service they're referring to. It's literally a nothing burger. But there's also, apparently, we don't know this for sure, but also this is supposed to apply to male characters as well. We've talked this whole video about female characters. It'll be interesting to see if the male characters get the same treatment, because often the male characters are always ignored in these situations. Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. Currently there's a whole host of anime making their premieres, and as expected, controversy has followed. I'm sure none of you are shocked when I say the latest round of drama has stemmed from the incompetence and arrogance of localizers who have decided to butcher more English releases and in true localizer fashion, double down on Twitter defending their decisions while mocking and judging the anime fans who are upset about their translations. This time we're dealing with two sets of currently airing localizations, Sentai and High Dive's localization of My Life as Inukai-san's Dog, and Crunchyroll's localization of Onimai, I'm Now Your Sister. Our good old pal Katrina, who has been at the heart of nearly every localizer controversy over the past few years. Famous for butchering translations, bragging about sneaking in mistranslations and irrelevant memes into localizations of series they don't like, shaming Japanese culture, narcissistically claiming localizations were the key to the Spy Family anime success, among much, much more. They have also had a bad habit of defending poor performances of other localizers, like when they arduously defended another localizer who rewrote a male crossdresser into a transgender character last year, claiming the localizer did their research before they made this decision. Something that hilariously resulted in Seven Seas Publishing releasing a public apology for the mistranslations before re-releasing the manga series with the correct male pronouns in accordance with the writer's original intent and wishes.